Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your favorite variety news show, giving you the latest, in our opinion, the greatest news for your eardrums. I'm one of your co-hosts, Vince Vibes, with Daily Rap.
This is Dustin with Drama Digest.
Anthony with Showbiz Spotlight.
Steven with Football Focus.
And it's been a minute, guys. Kind of unprepared for the moment, but we're here now. We're in the spotlight. And how y'all been the past 2 weeks? We haven't had a show in 2 weeks. Isn't that crazy?
Well, Let me just say I am overjoyed to be back in the studio. I feel like this is where we belong, and I've missed this place.
Yeah, me too, man. I was excited for another show, man. Another get back right into the spirit of things. Let's.
Well, how did
Steven do?
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm just right now sad because my Bucks lost to the.
Oh yeah, the Bucks did lose, and it was sad for Bucks fans.
But overall,
I was at the tailgate. It was a fun time. As an Eagles fan with an Eagles jersey. At the tailgate, yeah.
Overall, I'm all right. Thank God that nothing happened to my house during the hurricane and other stuff. So overall, it's all good.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to hear that. Anthony, how have you been after the storm? How did it hit you?
I'm doing all right. From talking with you guys, it sounds like I got the best of it. I wasn't in any evacuation zone. I didn't lose power. It was just a regular day for me. I didn't lose power.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, but the funny part, this is your first hurricane.
First hurricane.
Yeah. So he's officially now.
It was exciting.
He's not broken in yet because he didn't lose power.
That's true. I didn't. My lights flickered a bit.
Yeah, he had a real one.
First two hurricanes in a row. Remember, we did just face two hurricanes
back to back. And this
call it the Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's hope they don't do a three-peat. This most recent hurricane,
just
actually,
like the hurricane.
It had the fastest wind speed ever recorded for a hurricane. They're thinking about making a new
new categories.
Category
now,
6
like
now.
Category 6. They're doing 6, 7, and 8. If I heard, but mainly 6.
I wonder why that's happening, right?
Yeah, man.
Must be something in the water.
Must be something in the water, man.
Definitely
Must
something
be
in the water.
in the air that we keep putting in. Pollution is real, guys. I did not have power for a week. I actually evacuated to Jacksonville area.
Ooh.
And the place that I even evacuated to didn't have power at all.
Oh, that's nice.
So, but other than that, my house still doesn't have internet, but my house is okay, and everything else is pretty all right. My grandma's house in Port Tampa got hurt pretty bad. We're working on fixing it right now. And but other than that, man, it's just it's a blessing to be here, guys.
It is.
Be here with y'all. There's nothing I would rather do than have this radio show here at 10 a.m. I love the Weekly Roundup.
Every Tuesday.
Same here.
Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on hawkradio.primo stream.
Don't include a .com in that, though.
Just grab it from the neck and throw it from the window.
Donate that .com to Red Cross.
And I did fine during the storm, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Hold
on. We were asking everyone.
Hold on. We're kind of winging this, so I don't mind asking. It sounds like we all had varying degrees. Like, we all weathered the storm differently.
Yeah.
You had to evacuate, Vincent.
I evacuated as well.
Well, you came back to your house was more or less kind of fine.
Yeah, like what
Dustin, I have no idea what you did.
So I didn't live in an evacuation zone either. So I didn't evacuate, but I did prepare.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I bought like $100 worth of canned food, bought like 50 beers, 48, and I was set, right? Power goes out.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Power goes out the next day after the storm, right?
Oh.
And then we didn't have power for like almost a whole week. But I've got a generator, so didn't affect me at all.
Wow.
It was pretty fun. I just drank room temperature beer and ate room temperature canned goods for a bit.
Terribly nasty.
It feels like surviving.
What's that warm beer? I know there's a beer that you have to drink warm. It's like a Oktoberfest beer. You should have gotten 50 of those.
These are just Miller Lights, but they're okay. They get better as you go.
Oh man. But
Just wondering.
yeah, when we come back, we'll be talking about 2 new albums, one that's upcoming and one that just came out from 2 varying artists that actually have had some beef with each other. But first, kind of like a big deal. And we're back again. That was Kind of Like a Big Deal by Clips featuring Kanye West. Produced by Pharrell, which we're not going to talk about Pharrell this segment, but I did go and see the new movie, and it was pretty good, and I do recommend y'all check it out if you do get a chance.
Now, that was the Pharrell Lego movie that we discussed on the air a couple weeks ago.
We did discuss it a couple weeks ago on the air, and yeah. So... what we're going to be talking about this week is 2 new albums, like I was talking about. First things first, on October 18th, a rapper named Ian dropped his 2nd album. And if y'all don't know who he is, he's a 19-year-old kid out of Texas. And he's making better trap music than most trap legends in the game right now, and is getting co-signed by some of the biggest trap legends in the game right now. Just alone on this album, we have Chief Keef and Lil Yachty on features. On production, we also have Wonder Girl, which, if you know Wonder Girl, she's produced basically anything Travis and Drake have done. If you heard a big Travis song, 90210, All Your Fault by Big Sean and Kanye. So this kid is getting big reps in the industry, co-signed by big reps. And yeah, man, how do y'all feel about this 19-year-old upper middle class, you know? He obviously has some money, and he's rapping about, you know, maybe things that he maybe hasn't experienced personally.
He has no like experience or context in that life. But at the same time, I mean, the music is pretty good. So
the music's good.
It is kind of like a quandary for me, because it walks the line of almost appropriating somebody else's culture a little bit.
Yeah,
but he's doing, but the product is good. So
Tyler actually said had beef about that. He mentioned how a lot of these white kids are wanting to sound like Future and Gucci Mane, and but I think what Ian does compared to some of these other kids that are copying the style is that he's showing love for the game, and he's continuing to improve, and he's being very versatile with his beat selections, and he's not like staying in that trap box that maybe some other artist Tyler was talking about when he made that statement.
Well, and the other thing is too is, I mean, I can sort of sympathize or understand where he's coming from, because like I'm also like pretty much from the middle class, and I enjoy this stuff. So there's like would I not let myself try to be successful at it if I wanted to? I mean, I absolutely would. So good on him.
Right.
I think.
I have an album on Spotify right now. I don't make trap rap, but I do make hip hop music and rap music. And yeah, man, I think it's for the love of the music.
He's
man.
doing it for the love of the game.
And for the love of the game, man. I think there's a difference of taking advantage of the situation, or than showing respect to the love of rap. And speaking of Tyler the Creator, though, on October 28th, Tyler's new album Chromakopia is coming out, and some say he's in his Yeezus era. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the album cover yet, but he's got like a weird Frankenstein, not like Frankenstein, but like weird like plastic mask on his face, and it's like black and white, and then the music videos that he's dropped so far, very like, it definitely feels like he's in his Yeezus era.
So I haven't seen that album cover yet, but you know what? I'll look it up and check our Discord. And if you go to our Discord, which is our one of our social medias.
So yeah, Discord is a social media community platform where we can all come together and discuss.
Igor.
And if there,
Igor is a classic album.
Whenever we have some visual media on here that you guys need to see, we'll go ahead and throw it up on the Discord as well.
On that Discord you can also leave feedback and leave song requests
and answer our coveted question of the week,
which we have later on today.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the album. Y'all can't see it, but Anthony is showing it to the group right now. But like I said, he's kind of got like the. Yeah. So it definitely feels like a different direction. Call Me If You Get Lost was his last album, and it felt very like summer themed.
That's
like
not how I spelled it.
Like beach themed, you know, like really much like the feeling of summer. And this album very much feels like Halloween, like feels dark, feels more gritty. And I'm really excited. October 28th is a Monday too, which for anyone who keeps up with new music drops, usually new music drops on Fridays. And so Tyler is doing something completely different because not a lot of rappers drop on different days unless you have like a specific concept, like a Valentine's album or something like that.
A Christmas album.
Yeah.
Halloween album.
But
Mariah Carey's in the air. I can feel it.
My good friend Jaheim dropped his album this year. Why I said Valentine's Day, called Love Smack on Valentine's Day.
Oh, where can we find that?
On Spotify, on all streaming platforms. Shout out Jaheim, man. He's a good guy. I feature on that album too, by the way. On the second song of the track. It looks like Steven just hurt himself. Are you okay, Steven?
My hand got into it. I got a cramp.
He crushed his little lion's paw.
He got a little cramp in his hand.
I should whack through my hat at you, kind sir.
But
Check the camera.
He was about to throw the hat, but he did not.
The headphones everyone got off.
But I'm really excited about the Tyler album, and if you haven't checked out the Ian album, Goodbye Horses, I would definitely check it out on all streaming platforms right now. Unfortunately, we can't play any Ian at the moment because there is no clean versions, but here is Neon Peach by Snow Allegra featuring Tyler, the Creator. And we're back. What are we on, Steven? Tell us.
Hold on.
Come on, ready it up, Steven.
Don't bring the mic forward.
Come on.
Leave the mic there and go
Calm
back.
your freaking nips now, goddamn. We're back with football freaking focus, ladies and gentlemen. Heck of a game. Sadly, I want to cry in the corner.
Oh my goodness.
And cry like a baby I am because the freaking Bucks versus Ravens. Well, 31-41, 10-point difference. Ravens, of course, won at the very end. And
they did not win at the very end. For most of the game, the Ravens had a strong lead. It was 37-10 at one point of the game.
I'm just that
If you don't count the first three quarters, then technically the game was actually really close.
Listen, you know what? You're not wrong there. But
at least during stats, like when I was looking it up, seeing the stats, you can see like the real difference between at least between Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. Two incredible quarterbacks, but of course Lamar did it better.
Lamar killed Baker in the passing game.
I was getting to there, my boy. Jesus. Lamar is better than Baker. We all know that.
He's getting heated. You see how he's getting his feelings all hurt. Buccaneers.
This is amazing.
He watches the game and suddenly he's all wrapped up.
He's ready. He's heated in the moment.
Jesus.
But man, Lamar was incredible.
He is. And I'll admit to it this day, Lamar, like the Ravens, at least alone, are considered at least, because we all know the Chiefs are, well, the new Patriots of this era.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
I feel like the Ravens are like the Kansas City Chiefs of this era. The word came out. My brain came to another direction.
What you're saying is the Ravens are what the Chiefs were when the Patriots were what the Chiefs are now?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No.
In a way, I can say it like that.
Well, really, that was only for like a year or two before the Patriots went downhill when they were both in contention of like being the best team in the AFC.
So what you're saying was only 2 more years of the Chiefs? It's over.
No,
only undefeated team. What is it, 6-0 now?
Oh my God! Mahomes is playing terribly. He has more interceptions than passing touchdowns. He has 8 interceptions and 6 passing touchdowns.
Damn.
Yes.
When I first heard that, I'm like, what?
I know. It's terrible.
So what is it? Their running game? I don't really watch the Chiefs.
I really think it's they just know how to have big moments.
How many rushing yards
and
does he have?
the big moments on
run.
defense and offense, they always come up. Like, they always get lucky.
I said, how many rushing yards does he have, though? Because that guy is pretty athletic.
He did rush for a rushing touchdown this game against the 49ers. I don't know exactly offhand how many rushing yards he has this season.
What is it, Steven?
I'm looking it up.
Nice.
Steven is going to look it up.
I'm going on Fox Sports.
He's calling Bill Belichick right
He's
now.
calling it in. Dial it in. Where's Billy Boy?
Oh my god.
But yeah, man. So they Chiefs just get really lucky in big moments, and I really think that they're the weakest undefeated team that I've seen in a while. I don't know if y'all remember in 2020 when the Steelers went like 9-0. It was like Big Ben's last year with the team, but they just fell off the face of the cliff after that 9-0 start. And I think we're gonna see the same thing this year with the Chiefs. That's my prediction, y'all.
Speaking of this, do you have the stats?
I'm looking.
Speaking of the Steelers, they finally put Russell.
I saw that.
Against Aaron Rodgers of all people.
Against Aaron Rodgers of all people, which Devontae Adams got traded to the Jets, played the Steelers 2 weeks in a row because he played the Steelers against the Raiders and lost, and then he played against the Steelers with the Jets and lost that game too. He lost to the
sounds
Steelers.
Like Devontae Adams might be the
2
problem.
weeks in a row.
Okay, I found it. At least currently he has 122 rushing yards.
122 rushing yards, Patrick Mahomes.
That's quite a few.
Yeah.
That's
like 10 a game, just about 12 a game.
Well, right now it's week 7, 6.
No, week 7.
Week 7.
Now we're about to be in week 8.
Yeah, so
and
week 7.
And after that, Steven?
Your mother. That's what.
When do we get to week 10?
When's week 11? How about 12? Anyways, guys, so Chiefs are still doing good. Steelers look really good with Russell Wilson now, and Bucks do not look good.
Sadly.
Hey, well, a couple L's does not a bad season make.
Your 2 main wide receivers are now out, both on major injuries.
Well, that's
one with a hammy and the other one.
Is that Mike Evans? Was Mike Evans the hamstring?
Yeah. You saw that?
He lasted one drive, didn't he?
He caught a touchdown pass the first drive, and then the second drive, he dropped a touchdown pass, and he pulled his hamstring.
Well, it's time for these other guys to step up and show how good they are. Maybe we'll get some new big names.
Well,
so far I've seen there's a kid named Bucky
Irvin, that's running back.
Dude, he's good. At least what I've seen so far, bro.
Well, y'all are definitely gonna have to rely on the run game these next couple weeks if Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are both out, because besides those two, y'all really don't have a good wide receiver. I mean, Sterling Shepard's been in the league a long time, but that doesn't always equate for good play on the field. And you have a bunch of young players underneath him. So I definitely could see a spot where the Bucs struggle in the next couple of weeks without Evans or Godwin.
Yeah, and especially like this couple of weeks, we're going up against Atlanta. Not only at that, next week it's gonna be with the Chiefs.
Oh my goodness!
That's out.
That's scripted loss.
Y'all lost to the Falcons and last time.
It's a canon event.
So you're gonna probably lose again, and then you're probably gonna lose to the Chiefs. Y'all are.
No, this is where the Chiefs' run comes to an end.
I did say that, but I don't know. Maybe not that game. Is it here?
Definitely that game.
No, Arrowhead.
Oh,
well, I thought there was a tailgate on Sunday.
This Sunday's Atlanta.
The next one will be with 49ers here.
Oh, that'll be a good tailgate to go to. I like I said, y'all, I did go to the festivities last night as a Eagles fan to the Bucks and Ravens.
And man got hammered.
I don't know, I did not.
Come on, make it interesting.
Speaking of the Eagles, Vincent, they finally won a game that didn't feel like they were fighting for their lives to do so.
Oh my God,
bro! When I saw the points,
it was the
them
Giants
versus Browns.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Well, the Giants was mean, the Browns was 4 points, but we blew out the Giants 28-3.
Oh yeah, Giants were like our easy team. Especially they lost one of their heavy hitters.
Yeah, but aren't the Browns an easy team too? Kind of.
Surprisingly,
Okay, listen.
It was like until like.
Wait, Steven, did you have something to say about that?
No, that's what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Oh my goodness, Steven.
It's a segment. I'm sorry.
He's getting a little flustered today.
It's like the fact
I love
that
it.
the Browns, like y'all almost lost to the Browns, like 16-20. I'm just like, the Browns are like an easy team. Same to the Giants.
I will say Jim Schwartz, who is the defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, won Defensive Coach of the Year last year, and is a very great defensive mind.
Yeah, but what? True, but what made me mad is like when at the end of the game, Nick Sirianni like just disses some couple of fans.
Yeah, he was yelling at some fans.
And he tried to use his kid as like as a shield. Like
I don't think he was using his kid as a shield.
Either, but that's all a lot of people say.
You just said that.
Like, I don't believe that either, but at the end of the day...
Steven's spreading misinformation.
I know.
I'm not...
He always brings his kids to his press conferences, so I don't think it was him using his kids as a shield.
Who knows? I don't believe it either. I don't believe it either. But, I'm not going to say nothing to those big guys that say it. But, this on fans, especially I think it was, Browns fans specifically. Okay, I can understand you want this on fans, but don't do it that type of anger.
So it was a guy was screaming at Sirianni, telling Sirianni that he needs to run the ball. That we have Saquon. It was an Eagles fan telling him, "We have Saquon, run the ball." And he looked back at him during the game and is like, "Calm down. I'm gonna work on it." And then at the end of the game, he looked back at that fan, and that's what he was yelling. He was yelling, "I told you so. I told you we were going to work on it."
It sounds like they did, because going back to this week's game,
176 rushing yards.
And then that's why I calm back down. At least for the Eagles. Okay, with the new, I said to myself, I swear to the.
He didn't break his record because he wanted the young boys to eat or whatever the hell.
We are 2-0 since Nick Sirianni shaved his head Britney style.
What do they call it? The bald
era. I saw it on Instagram. Bald era. All right, that's what I'm saying.
Hey man, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But and speaking of Britney Spears, we're gonna be talking about Britney Spears coming up.
Oh yeah, tell us
in Drama Digest. I'll tell you all about it when we hop into it. But until then, you're listening to Weekly Roundup on HCC Hawk Radio on Primo Stream.
No .com.
None of that. And welcome back, guys. It's time finally for Drama Digest.
Drama Digest. No Diddy this week.
You have to mention it
and leave it like that.
Yeah,
but we do have to mention.
We were on a no Diddy streak, and now you ruined my mewing streak. Make me talk about it now.
Oh my goodness.
So,
we can't have drama without Diddy. It seems this.
You got Diddy on the mind, but that's okay. A lot of people are having their Diddy party withdrawals.
Diddy. But tell us what we got.
Well, we got a couple stories today, and I'm going to get through this one first, but there's kind of a common thread that connects them, that thread being mental illness. So the first one is about somebody that, we're all familiar with, Britney Spears.
Yep.
Okay, tell us about it.
So you guys, just for a little background, you guys all remember, 3-4 years ago, Free Britney?
Yeah,
right? Everybody's like, Free Britney, her dad is keeping her to the
3-4 years ago? You sure? I think it was
was it longer?
12, 13 years.
No, it's not 12.
10 years. Remember the original video where, she just recently got freed, but do you remember the original,
leave
came out,
Britney alone.
Yeah, leave her alone.
That's 2007.
Oh
yeah, that was a long time.
Ages ago.
But I think that was because people were bullying her.
I think so.
About something else. I don't think it was the Free Britney.
That's when she shaved her head.
Then she shaved her head, and then now since she's been freed, a lot of people thought she disappeared for a while because she keeps posting the same video in the same room doing the same dance, and she's just wearing different clothes. It's really strange.
The one with the knives or whatever.
Yeah, she'll do the dances with knives. Well, she dropped a new dance video wearing kind of a little wedding dress thing, and according to TMZ, Britney said that she remarried.
Who did she marry?
Well, she married herself.
You gotta love yourself.
You really do. You really do.
You gotta love yourself.
No one knows you better than yourself, is what I hear.
Do you know about that, Anthony? Are you coming out to us saying that you married yourself too now?
Listen, man.
Now, did you clone yourself as well? Because I feel like that would have a lot more.
No, I'm saving my money for the Tesla
like
robots.
Morality-wise,
you can just put a mask of you, like a mask of you on it. That makes sense.
the Tesla robot.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh my goodness.
From from TMZ in classic Britney style, she shared one of her signature disjointed clips Sunday, rocking a white lace slip dress and veil for full bridal vibes. Spilling the tea in the caption that her fairy tale "I do" to herself actually went down a little while back. Britney wrote, "The day I married myself, bringing it back because it might seem embarrassing or stupid, but I think it's the most brilliant thing I've ever done."
Well, she did make "Hit Me One More Time."
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think that's a much more brilliant thing.
I think that might
did.
be a little bit more brilliant.
Yeah. But
toxic and like.
Well, you can always count on Britney to do something a little bit.
I was a kid. Name any more songs.
You got.
Ready. He's
Womanizer, right? You've got Addicted to You.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that a song?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not.
I'm not a Britney fan.
Circus.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that was one.
Britney, she wasn't in my. I know of her. Everyone knows who she is, but I wasn't listening to her music.
Hearing some of her songs, but not like all of them. So like.
Also, before most of your eras, I mean, or like at the end of where you were beginning to grow up.
So, it's actually kind of funny. We can't name Britney songs because it kind of reminds me of a way to segment or transition into the next one. She fell off a little bit, you might say, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know who's had a fall off that needs to be studied? Tampa's own Lieutenant Dan.
Dan.
So for those who aren't familiar, this guy went viral right before Hurricane Milton.
Oh my God, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the actor from Forrest Gump.
No. That's Gary's nickname. That's Gary's nickname.
Okay, so now I know. This real homeless man's name is Joe, right? Yeah. But his nickname is Lieutenant Dan from the Forrest Gump movie.
Exactly. They call him that because he has one leg and he lives on a boat.
He lives on a boat.
I'm aware of him. I just didn't make it.
Was actually he got popular before Helene, before the first hurricane. Actually, was when they started recording him, and he refused to leave during Helene too. It was terrible.
Yeah, famously, Jim Cantor interviewed him before Milton, and he said, "Yeah, I'm not worried about it. The water rises while I'm on a boat. The boat rises too." But at the same time, he was tied to the dock, which was pretty interesting.
He kept referencing Noah's Ark.
Yeah, that tracks. You know why? Because he had a bunch of probably small animals living on that boat with him.
Yeah.
But I think one of the big reasons that Lieutenant Dan is somebody that we're even talking about is a guy named Tampa Terrance.
Yes.
Local TikTok influencer, goes to UT. Shout out Tampa Terrance.
Shout out Tampa Terrance.
And
come on the show.
I reached out to you on TikTok, so if you can respond to that DM, that would be great.
Yeah, you just look at your email.
Right now, I have a strongly worded letter.
No, it's not strong.
But no, it's not strong.
But basically,
with love.
Exactly. Basically, Terrance set up a GoFundMe for Dan, raised about $50K on there at the end of the day, and then Aiden Ross got involved, started paying attention. And he told Lieutenant Dan he was going to buy him a $100,000 boat and give him what was a $100,000 Kick streaming deal. Yeah. So Dan starts wilding out.
Lieutenant
Dan starts distancing himself from Tampa Terrance because he's found a new buddy to hang out with, a guy named Check the Star. You guys know who he is?
He looks like an island boy.
He's basically the third island boy. He used to have some kind of interaction with the Island Boys too. He's kind of a clout chaser, right?
He's
but basically,
a clout chaser.
Dan starts going on lives with check the oil, and keeps going on lives with them. And it started getting pretty big. He went on No Jumper, which was a pretty fun one. Adam was kind of roasting him the whole time, I think. And then one of the Island Boys gets on a live with Dan and starts warning him about this Check the Star character. You got to watch out for this guy. He's shiesty, all of that. Well, long story short, Dan caused a huge rift with Terrance. And now Terrance gave him about $7,000 out of this GoFundMe. Yeah. And of course Dan couldn't get the rest. He doesn't have a bank account. He doesn't have an ID. So they're trying to get that set up so they give him the money. But Terrance gives him 7 bands in cash. Nice. And after that, Dan starts trashing him, saying at one point he insinuated that Terrance was going to have him killed.
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
Wild. He starts doing his live for Aiden Ross, says the N-word and loses his deal immediately. Yep. And now
he's arrested.
As if this fallout or fall down wasn't enough. Yeah, he has been arrested the other day. That's from NBC. Joseph Malinsky has been arrested for quite a few things. So he's actually been getting arrested for a number of years. Jeez. His criminal record is pretty extensive. Let me see if I can find the year here. But he set a woman on fire.
Yep.
A few years ago.
Homeless man with some history.
I mean, what does he have to lose?
Right? He got in a bar fight, punched a cop and everything. But now he's been arrested mostly because he wouldn't move his boat. But also, he didn't have any kind of, I think they called it a sanitation station. Basically, he was dumping all of his waste over the edge into the bay right there at the dock.
Yep.
And he's in jail now. No bail has been set. They're keeping him in there because of all his previous failures to appear.
Yeah. And man, we'll keep you updated on that Tampa Terrance situation and about that kick deal. And Terrance, reach out to us, man.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
How do y'all feel about Lieutenant Dan? How do y'all feel about the story? I feel like y'all just have to be careful about who you put a camera in their face.
I think Terrance learned a valuable lesson that I hope sticks with him, right? Because you can't. He was trying to do a nice thing, and he saw a guy who he assumed was down on his luck, but the fact is, a lot of times, people who are completely isolated and down on their luck, that's because of choices that they've made. That there's a reason people don't associate with them.
Why they end up where they end up.
Exactly.
It's true, but I don't think. I mean, I guess it wasn't him. It was the other guy. What?
No, this is. I mean, Dan's the one with, in my opinion, the weak moral character that lets himself get swayed around by all these other people and has no backbone, doesn't stand on business, throws his friends who help him under the bus because this other guy might be able to help him more.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gross, in my opinion.
It is.
Like putting him on camera wasn't the way to go. Like if you're gonna do a nice thing, here's some money, whatever.
So I think what happened was Terrance started helping him out, like with his boat or something, and then they just started talking. And Terrance asked him, like, "Hey, can I record you for this video?" And like showing people about you and where you live and everything. And it just kind of spiraled from there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. My favorite, and I'll leave it on this, but my favorite Lieutenant Dan video so far was he asked him, this was straight from Dan's TikTok page. He asked Terrance for a 16-ounce jar of peanut butter. So Terrance went out and bought him 2 40-ounce jars of peanut butter, and Dan starts complaining. He says, I asked for, what am I going to do? He's holding these peanut butters up. What am I going to do with all this peanut butter? Why would he do this? I didn't ask for this. I'm so mad.
Right, he was mad because he had too much, and I think that is the lesson of the story here. Is sometimes with people, everything is not enough.
That's exactly right.
But before we go to Showbiz Spotlight and the question of the week, we do have one more song. This is Bruh by JID.
Bruh.
And we're back. Anthony, tell us where you can find us, man.
Oh, God. You're listening to the Weekly Roundup on HCC Hawk Radio. You can find us streaming on, hawkradio.primo.
Stream.
Yeah.
With no.com.
No.com.
That voice
now, we don't have a lot of time for this.
I remember my first adult hair.
So we are going to play a little bit of speed round here.
And speed is key.
Speed is key.
Okay, so
unless you're Trevor from GTA.
True.
All right, so
not a lot of people got that joke, but all right.
All right, so last radio show we talked about Joker 2 and how I thought I was going to go see it, and then the hurricane prevented me from making that mistake. Apparently, Joker 2 is an absolute flop, and you shouldn't go watch it. Everyone says it's just a big waste of time
and money and your life.
A lot of big flops this year.
I saw a clip online, and it was like, this basically sums up the movie, and it's a clip of the movie.
Oh yeah, can you please stop singing?
Yeah. The Joker was like telling Lady Gaga, please stop singing.
The fact they went to that route to make it not just like a regular film of the Joker and Harley Quinn, technically speaking. It's just a musical.
It's an experimental film.
Yeah, I think Todd Phillips does not like comic culture and DC culture, and I think he proved that, and it shows. I mean, even the first movie, though it was good, it was basically an experimental film. It was just like, I think we said on the on this before, it was just Taxi Driver, a remake of Taxi Driver on a new light and a new situation.
Yeah, but I mean, it worked. The
worked, didn't it?
chokehold that Joker had on the world when it came out, people were running to
We
the
live
steps.
in a society.
Yeah, the society. People were living on the steps. You get what you deserve. All that. People were all into that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Grossed $1 billion for
it
Christ's sake.
did. But what else we got?
So you got Venom 3, the final Venom movie, I hear, coming out.
Last Dance.
Last Dance
nice.
coming out on the 25th, so like 3 days from now. So far, the reviews have been pretty positive on that one. I'm curious about Gladiator 2. That's going to come out in November of this year as well.
I'm surprised Gladiator had a sequel now.
Yeah, you think
it's
you
a
just make a different Roman movie because. Spoiler alert for a 15-year-old movie, but don't all the main characters die?
Yeah,
think so.
it's a brand new all new
I feel like
characters.
putting a 2 on it makes it almost seem tacky. You know what I mean?
I think they did that
ruins
just for the
purpose
appeal.
of, like, the ending.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
Because we can't
I hope
market
it's
it
good.
unless it's got
Yes.
Gladiator 2.
You don't get a
Now we
lot
can
of
market that.
You don't get a lot of like Roman.
You don't get
stuff.
nearly enough.
So
Like, what was the last time there
300 was a
Roman movie?
great
Like,
movie.
I like 300. Yeah, Rome, the show on HBO was pretty good too, but that was a long time ago.
Nothing right now though. So.
Nothing.
I think it's an untapped market.
It really is.
Yeah, so we're going to go into our question of the week. I do have the question of the week pulled up here on Discord. Like I said, Discord is a community platform on social media. If you want to join the Discord, you can find me on all social medias at Vince Vibes, VinceVibess.
Find me on TikTok. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good, and we'd love to see you there. Where you?
Find me on TikTok at Mr. Misinformation.
Yeah, and we're mainly the only two that have prominent social media platforms. The other two,
Well-
SC0, my bad, my bad, my bad.
You're good.
I'm just here.
Okay.
What did you call YouTube a social media platform?
Yeah.
It is.
It
Actually,
is.
it is because you get paid there, all that stuff. So it
Yo,
is.
next question of the week.
It like a content, more of a content platform, which
It
we
is-
could
it's-
segue
Yeah, but
into Steven.
Now they
but-
introduce shorts, so it's more.
It's technically
Yeah.
social
that
media.
now. Still.
But Steven also has a prominent social media presence then too.
Yeah.
Where can you find your?
You can find me on youtube.com SE015. That I do a lot of content there, funny moments, dumb stuff.
So
overall.
our question was, do you find yourself feeling nostalgic? If so, what feelings tend to bring that nostalgia? And we have a good bit of questions I will run through real quick. Emily says, teachers scrolling out the TV for Bill and I, scented pencils, and not being aware of what's going on in the world around you. It's pretty nice. Sam says, for me, it's going to the park or playing older games like Minecraft or Mario Kart.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes. Beverly says, driving late at night with the windows down and music always leaves me with childhood wonder. Beverly from New College, by the way. And Sam is from HCC Dale Mabry, and so is Emily. Danny from HCC Dale Mabry says, Miami, going around the city, driving around the streets I grew up and walking around, and the ones I got in trouble in, I find myself remembering quite a lot. The whole city is an archive for me. It's haunting. Anyways, sweet plantains and fried eggs are also super nostalgic that remind me of being little with my grandmother.
Ay, santo Dios, ahora tengo hambre.
Let's go, Steven.
Hey, there you go. Say that again. You're speaking into the...
Santo Dios, ahora con eso me tengo hambre. Now I'm hungry on that.
Yeah.
That's childhood for me.
Una bandeja paisa.
I'm pretty hungry to myself. And Cat Lover, or Paulina from New College, also says Nintendo games and the Wii. Listening to the soundtracks of the game always brings me back, especially Super Mario Galaxy.
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun, dun.
Yeah. That is classic.
is.
That brings nostalgic for me, man. But real quick, we'll just say what maybe makes us feel nostalgic, and we'll get out of here.
All right. For me, it'd probably be like foggy days or like a fall, like a cool, crisp fall day. Maybe some Linkin Park music.
Oh yeah. The '90s rock or 2000s rock.
That was early. That was early to mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Not that old.
Well, I mean, I feel like wasn't their first album like late '90s or like I don't know.
I don't know the lore that much. I just like that one album from when I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Anthony, what brings nostalgic for you?
I don't know. I can't. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know. Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know.
Oh,
why are you watching Saturday morning cartoons these days?
It's
Well,
classic.
you catch like clips about it every now and again. People bring them up. There was that X-Men '97 show that came out.
It was really
and
good.
they're about bringing back Spider-Man, like the '90s version of
Nice,
Spider-Man, back to
nice.
continue.
Some Looney Tunes. Yeah.
For me,
Yeah,
it
I've
would
seen
be, and to this very day it is. It would be playing Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Because
Yeah,
if not because of that game, because my brother showed me that game at that time. If he didn't show me that, I would not be into gaming at all. So,
Wow. Yeah, man. Same thing here. A Pokemon. I never really had a Pokemon phase, but I know a lot of people who really fell in love with Pokemon, and I'm glad to hear that makes you feel nostalgic. I would have thought you would have said Power Rangers or
I love Power Rangers.
Lion King.
Lion King. But I agree with the Nintendo stuff. Like I had a Nintendo DS and a Nintendo Wii. Very nostalgic for me.
Jesus.
There you go.
I had a Sega Genesis.
Super Smash Bros. Yeah, man, that will be it for us today. You can find us on hawkradio.primo stream, and you can catch the weekly roundup next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Everyone say bye, y'all.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.